The breakaway, very consistent here so far. The pair of Da Young-ju and John Paul Morales. There it is, the peloton being stretched there just to gather more speed here. So we're now seeing them come in. So that is the group that's turning out to be a bit of the chasers here. You can see a couple of bunches there. A second and third group in that from the breakaway from the peloton. So a second group forming here. After breaking away from the peloton, we saw members there of the 7-Eleven Click Road Bike Philippines team, as well as members of the MPT Drive Hub cycling team. And of course, right in front of that group, we are seeing more and more cyclists there just trying to make up the gap. Of course, you see a member there from the Kapyong cycling team as well. Standard Insurance also featuring in that group. As that group's starting to break away. The chasers there. As we're seeing a better picture there of who's trying to give chase. You have members there, if I'm not mistaken, that was Team Pangasinan. And Malaysia as well. The Malaysia Pro Cycling Team. We'll try and see who in particular are where. Looks like we also have members of the Excellent Noodle Cycling Team in that group. As we take a look again at the first group. There's two leaders in a breakaway. And there is that huge gap to the rest of the peloton. And right now, up top is still Da Young-ju and John Paul Morales right behind him from Standard Insurance Philippines. We're now at the tail end of this stage number 1. Anyone's guess who's going to take it at the end? Again, 190 kilometers here, and we are almost done. As it is going to be between these two gentlemen here, Da Young-ju and John Paul Morales. It has been red-hot, sweltering conditions in Ilocos Norte. From Paoay to Paoay, Paoay going around Pagudpod and going back to Paoay. 40 degrees Celsius according to Pag-asa. It was a heat index. The air temperature is around 34 degrees Celsius. And in the second group, it looks like there are around 9 cyclists there. Now we are calling this the Great Revival, of course. First Tour of Luzon since 2019. So we're taking a look at what has developed into a second group here. Bit of a breakaway from the peloton. Members of the South Korea team, as they're trying to stretch out the peloton to try and get more speed. As this Tour of Luzon is starting to reach ahead. Again, for those who want to join us in Vigan, stage 2 will end at the Ilocos Sur capital. So we'll be going from Paoay to Ilocos, the Ilocos Sur capital, which will be around 60 or so kilometers, which will be a team time trial. now for this peloton, around 24.87 kilometers away. That is already past Bacara, as we are making an approach to Paoay. And a look at the drone shots here as we take a look at the tail end of that peloton. Now this is a group in Bacara, the peloton. Again, this has been a race ran at an incredible pace. Again, according to the race schedules, the estimates would have expected this group to end around noon. That's different. But then let's take a look at the tail end here. So take a look at the finishing line here, as well, as they are now closing the roads in anticipation for the arrival of our cyclists, especially those in the lead, John Paul Morales and Dai Yongju, approaching the home stretch here at the stage 1 of the Tour of Luzon. John Paul Morales showing everyone here that he has what it takes to keep in pace with the much younger Dai Yongju. Dai Yongju not even in his 30s. John Paul Morales almost at his 40s, 39 years old. And this race will be finished well before the 4-hour mark. That's what was expected by a few conservative estimates here.